Welcome back
to
the next edition of
Monday
Night
Live.
Oh yeah, we have fun with that every week. We're so glad you could join us. If you're on Facebook, please follow and like this page and turn on notifications. So every time we go live, you'll get a little reminder. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and hit that thumb right now so that it'll help the algorithm spread this message out to people who haven't heard yet, so that they can also achieve their best health as well, regardless of how old or how young, how fat or how skinny they are.
Where's the comments?
They should be
comments?
They should be coming.
Oh, there. Oh no, you gotta click. You're on banners.
Oh, sorry. Okay, there we go.
Okay, we got it together.
All right. Where's everybody joining us from this evening? What city, what state, what country?
We got Charlotte, North Carolina.
Nice.
Texas.
Nice.
Arkansas.
Anybody from the UK, Australia, New Zealand?
San Antonio.
San Antonio in the house.
Michigan. Oh, I bet it's cold in Michigan.
Yeah, but it's getting cold.
New Mexico, Kentucky, Georgia,
Nice.
Kansas.
Nice. Feel free, if you're on Facebook, to start a watch party. I guarantee you've got friends who need to hear these questions and answers tonight, because that's all we're going to be doing. Every Monday night at 7 p.m. we do this, and I feel Central, yeah. I feel like we never have time to answer everybody's questions, so we're not going to talk about anything up front. We're just going to jump straight into the Q&A and try to answer as many questions as we can for you tonight, so that you will be armored with knowledge, and you won't have any chinks in your armor of knowledge, so that you can achieve health in this unhealthy world we're currently living in.
Quebec. What's up, Quebec?
Quebec.
Canada.
All right. I love it. Canada in the house.
Okay.
All right. Let's get going. If you've got a question.
Okinawa, Japan.
Oh, Okinawa. Welcome.
Hi.
We're glad to have you wherever you're at. Type your question in the comments box. And if you've never commented before, I promise you it's very easy. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's super easy. If you haven't already signed up for YouTube, you can't ask questions or like or share. It's a super quick sign up on YouTube, especially if you have a Gmail email account already. It literally takes seconds. So just sign up and sign in so that you can leave a comment and ask your question.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician. I've been practicing medicine for 20 years, and this is my lovely wife and boss and manager and partner in life, Nurse Nisha. She is a registered nurse, and she's been practicing for a bunch of years as well.
Almost 15.
Getting old.
No, you are.
Just getting wiser and smarter, not older. That's right.
Okay, let's see. Let's get a good question here. Oh, is your wife carnivore or keto?
She's a little of both, and we call that
ketovore.
Ketovore, yeah.
So I've got a video on my YouTube channel all about what ketovore is, but short and sweet of it is I eat basically 95% meat, eggs, animal products, and very, very, very little veg, rarely, maybe once a month at this point. But in the beginning, it was maybe like once a week I would eat veg. And when I do, majority of my plate is still meat and very little veg. And that's just because I have an autoimmune disorder. I have Hashimoto's, and that's how I feel best is eating that way. And
I eat about 99% animal-based, animal products. And so every now and then I'll have some mustard, some spices. A great once in a while I'll take a bite of Brussels sprout or collard greens. But I feel my best when I'm eating meat. And I feel my best when I'm eating ruminant meat, which is cow, sheep, goat, venison. That's when I feel my best. And so I don't think a diet would trick you. I don't think a way of eating would try to fool you. If you're not feeling good on the current diet that you're eating, maybe it's not the proper human diet for you.
This is a good question from Anna. Do you still recommend to follow keto?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And so a lot of people hear me talking about carnivore and they think, oh, he's turned against keto. Here's the thing that'll help you understand this. A ketogenic diet, where am I at? Here we go. A ketogenic diet is a very low carbohydrate diet, right? And within keto is carnivore, which is essentially a zero carbohydrate diet. There's a few grams of carbs from eggs and from cheese and from liver, but it's as low carb as you can possibly get. So I'm still 100% on the keto train because carnivore is keto. And you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, if you eat too much protein, it kicks you out of ketosis. I've got a couple of YouTube videos about this. That's not true. Our good friend, Professor Ben Bikman, has got numerous videos explaining that if you're eating low carb, very low carb, some protein is not going to kick you out of ketosis.
Well, your ketones may rate low, but that doesn't mean that your body's not utilizing ketones the way it always has.
Exactly. And you're also not going to spike your insulin from eating too much protein if you're eating a very low carbohydrate diet. And it's my full belief that human beings are by design low carbohydrate mammals. We're supposed to eat a low carb diet. Now it can be full of seafood. There can be veg. There can even be some fruit and berries in there. But on a daily basis, you're going to have your best health when you're eating a low carbohydrate diet.
Well, there are some people who, when they eat protein, their blood sugar goes up, but that doesn't mean it has spiked your insulin the way that carbs do. If it's still within normal limits, then that's fine. Your A1C is still going to be within normal range, and that's what we really care about, as opposed to, oh, I'm usually at 77, and today I'm at 97.
Yeah. Eating protein is never going to spike your insulin or your glucose levels like carbohydrates will. It can't happen. It's physiologically impossible.
All right. Let's see.
Well, thanks for the super chat.
Thomas says, hi, doctor and nurse. I've lost 68 pounds on keto. Awesome.
Yep.
And intermittent fasting, but today my scale said my visceral fat has increased. Is that likely an error? Those scales, man.
Very likely an error. Really, the only way to really get a handle on what your visceral fat percentage or your central adiposity percentage is to have a DEXA scan. The little home tests are notoriously unreliable. Yeah. Good
Ronald
question.
says, can you stop taking your insulin when eating a strict keto diet?
It depends. If you're a type 2 diabetic, then 100% you won't need your insulin anymore after just a few days or a few weeks of eating low carb, keto, carnivore, one of those, or ketovore. Okay. If you're a type 1 diabetic, you're still going to need some insulin, but especially for when you eat protein, you're going to need some insulin. That's okay. But the thing is, for type 1 diabetics, you're going to need 80 or 90% less insulin than when you're eating all the carbohydrates that the American Diabetes Association recommends. If you have LADA, you're probably still going to need some insulin. But I want you to monitor your blood sugar very closely if you're type 1 or LADA, because we have had a couple of people say, when I'm eating carnivore or ketovore, it seems like that my pancreas wakes. It's given. There we go. Okay, we're back.
Whatever.
So we've had several people reach out to us and say, when I'm eating ketovore or carnivore, my pancreas produces a little bit more insulin. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to cure your type 1 or your LADA. We've just had people notice that happened, that their pancreas, their beta cells start to produce a little more insulin than they did in the past. And we're holding out hope for that. But if you're type 1 or LADA, you're still going to need some insulin.
Valerie says, does fasting help with, excuse me, Hashimoto's, and how? I have Hashimoto's, and there's a lot of information out there that says if you have Hashimoto's, you shouldn't fast. It's very dangerous. And I have found for me personally that fasting is fine as long as I do it when my body tells me I can. So if I feel like I can fast and I'm feeling good and I can keep going, then I keep going. If I feel like I need to eat and I'm tired or whatever, then I eat. I think that we are all very individualized people, and to just put a blanket statement out there that says if you have this diagnosis, then you can't do this thing that everybody else can is kind of cruel. Because the times that I have fasted extendedly over 24 hours, I felt amazing. I listened to my body. I'm very well hydrated. I take my electrolytes, and if you're in tune with your body and you've been doing this a while and you're fat adapted, I think it's completely safe
100%
for you to
yes.
do it at your own discretion.
Yeah. Saying that any human on the planet can't fast and enjoy the benefits of fasting ignores human physiology, regardless of what your medical condition is. We have friends with type 1 diabetes who fast and do great. We have friends of ours who have Hashimoto's who fast and do amazing with that. There's just no physiology that says you can't fast and enjoy all the benefits of that. You absolutely can.
I don't think you should force it. If you feel bad, then try another day or the next week or something. Don't force your body to do it. It should feel good. Fasting feels good when you do it correctly.
100%.
Timothy says, my ALT is high on carnivore. Is that normal?
Yeah, that's unusual, very unusual. You may have another liver issue going on. If you're still drinking a little alcohol, you may be drinking too much alcohol. That can absolutely raise your liver enzymes. You may have another issue going on with your liver. You definitely, after a few months of carnivore, you're not going to have fatty liver anymore. So that's definitely not what's going on. You might want to get with your healthcare provider and say, hey, I'm eating very low carb. Can we get a liver ultrasound and then the second tier of liver labs checked? Because I'm afraid something else is going on.
Lisa says, please talk about high cholesterol. My husband's in the 300 range and doc wants him on meds. He's super healthy otherwise. Help, what do we do?
Yeah, it's a great question. The last time I had my total cholesterol checked, it was 350. And I'm not worried about that at all. I've got multiple YouTube videos that will help your husband understand why that's not the big deal he needs to be worrying about. What he needs to worry about is his A1C and his C-peptide and his levels of inflammation, his liver labs, his kidney labs. Those are the things that really, really matter. And those are the things that can be risk factors for heart attack and stroke. Having high total cholesterol and high LDL cholesterol in the setting of having a normal A1C and a normal HDL cholesterol, which is the high density, and some doctors would call it the good cholesterol, and having normal triglycerides, you really can't find a research study that shows that just isolated high LDL and total cholesterol in that setting is an increased risk factor for heart attack or stroke. So having watched my other YouTube videos about cholesterol, you can just go to my YouTube channel and there's a little magnifying glass button. Click that and type in cholesterol and it'll show you every video I've made about cholesterol. That should help it.
Just Google Dr. Berry cholesterol and that
also
should pull it up too.
Also that.
It's an extra step you gave them. Guys, keep in mind we can't answer every single question on here. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, they're going by fast. But we're trying.
And we try to pick the ones that will help the most people. So
yes. Yeah, by answering one question, hopefully what we're trying to do is answer 1,000 questions because many people have the same question. And so we are picking questions because they're going by 100 a minute. But we're trying to pick ones that are going to help the most of you at the same time.
Cindy says, I did 23andMe and it told me I have an increased risk for AMD. Will eating carnivore stop me from ever developing this condition? I've been carnivore for a month. First, say what AMD is.
Yes, an excellent question. So AMD, like many, many other conditions, has a genetic component.
What is
that's I can't remember.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, it's a dystrophy.
I don't know what
can't
it
remember
is.
exactly. I can't remember the first word, but yeah. So, but it like many conditions has a genetic predisposition. There's no doubt about that. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of conditions like that. When you check your 23andMe, oh, I've got this genetic predisposition. That does not doom you to that that you're going to have that. There's no way out. Now, I cannot guarantee you that eating keto carnivore is going to 100% protect you from that. But what I can tell you is that any condition like that.
It says age-related macular degeneration.
Well, there's two AMDs. Okay. That's why, yeah, the age-related macular degeneration, 100% ketovore is going to protect you from that. But there's another one. Okay. Yeah, there's another one that's a neurological condition. That's the one I was thinking about. But so here's the thing. Your genetics don't doom you to have that. Just like some women get their genetics checked like, oh, I have a genetic predisposition to breast cancer. Well, yeah, if you continue to eat a high carb diet full of processed junk, you might develop breast cancer. That's right. But if you'll revert back, if you'll rediscover the proper human diet, which is a very low carbohydrate diet that's full of fatty meat and full of one ingredient foods, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, onion, real foods, and keep your carbohydrates very, very low, you can erase your genetic predisposition to hundreds, if not thousands, of conditions that you might be susceptible to. Back when I was practicing full time, I would almost counsel people not to get their genetics tested, because if you're going to eat a crap diet, you're probably going to get that. And so basically all it does is set you up to worry about how many days before I get it, whatever it is, right? But if you're eating a very low carbohydrate, proper human diet, you are going to slash your risks of ever actually suffering from AMD or any other condition that's genetically predetermined. Because it's not predetermined. You just have a slightly increased risk because of your genetics.
We all have those kind of things.
Hundreds of them. Yeah. If I check Nisha's, she would have a little higher risk of this, and this. Now, all of us have that. That does not mean you're going to develop that. If you take care of your body, if you get good sleep, if you get some sunshine every day, if you eat a proper human diet, if you have a family that you love and take care of, and you have friends that keep your stress levels low, you are not doomed to that condition.
Somebody asked if we have an electrolyte recipe. I can't remember if it's on yours or mine.
The Ketorade?
Yeah.
That's on mine, I think.
It's on yours.
Yeah, I think it's on my YouTube channel.
But ignore the lemon lime conversation.
Yeah, we're going to remake that when Nisha gets the spirit. We're going to remake that video, and because we've got a new mineral drop now that has all the electrolytes and it has all the other minerals that you need. And so if you use that for your Ketorade instead of just electrolyte drops, then you're basically supercharging your Ketorade. We got a link down to the mineral drops down in the show notes.
It says unflavored, but they have a flavor.
It's salty.
Yes.
Very, very salty.
I think people assume unflavored means there's no flavor.
Like it's water? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, any mineral is going to have a very salty, minerally taste. Yeah, but if you make it in Ketorade with a few drops of lime and some apple cider vinegar, you're not going to taste that.
You don't have to take it straight.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, I'm afraid of doing ketovore because I have high blood pressure and feel it will cause more issues.
I understand. Many people are afraid of that because their doctors told them, oh, you've got high blood pressure. You should eat very low salt. Don't eat a lot of red meat. Here's the problem, Jeremy. Your doctor has no research to support that. There's never been a single study that showed that eating lots of meat causes your blood pressure to go up. That has never been proven. Did you know that? I used to believe that back in 2001, 2002. Now I know better than that. What's going to happen when you're eating a ketovore diet is that your insulin level and your blood sugar levels are going to come back down to normal. That's going to help you pee off the 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds of fluid that you're holding unhealthily. And that's going to help your blood pressure come down. How many thousands of people have told us that they've got off their blood pressure medicine?
There's probably 100 watching right now.
Yeah, if any of you guys have lowered your blood pressure with keto, ketovore, carnivore, put it in the comments so Jeremy can see. It's not just one or two isolated cases, Jeremy. It's thousands of people who no longer need a blood pressure pill because they have lowered their insulin level back to normal and they've gotten rid of the inflammation in their body. And they don't have high blood pressure anymore. I've got YouTube videos about that, but just watch the comments and see how many people are now not taking a blood pressure pill anymore.
Nancy wants to know, are you ever too old to start carnivore?
100% no. First of all, you ain't old, however old you are. You're still an athlete. You're still a human being. You still have goals and dreams and things you want to go do and go see, experiences you want to have. You're not, unless you're done and ready to lay down in the coffin and be done, then you're not too old to start carnivore. 100%. If you are regardless of your age, you are a human being. The carnivore diet is part of a proper human diet. Eat your meat.
This is a good question from Gregory. I've heard you say that eating grass-fed beef is nice if you can afford it, but it's not necessary. Does that same hold true for fish, as in farm-raised fish like salmon?
Yeah, 100%. I would now, and so farmed meat that's raised on a fish farm in China, worries me a great deal. I won't eat tilapia that's in the supermarket because it's all farm raised and it's not raised in good conditions. Now, is eating that tilapia, that cheap tilapia that was raised God knows how, is that still better for you than eating Doritos or loaf bread? 100% yes. All of this is a spectrum of degrees, right? So let's say this is the bad. This is terrible. This is a jelly donut right here. Okay. As we come across over here is the absolutely grass-fed, grass-finished, panda massage, non-GMO, organic. That's perfection, right? So if over here's the jelly donut and here's white bread, so here's the cheapest tilapia or cheapest salmon you can find. It's still infinitely better than the processed carbohydrate crap, right? So if all you can afford is frozen farm-raised fish, that's still infinitely better than the processed carbohydrates.
Really, anchovies and sardines are better options.
Yeah.
Because they're still cheap, but that's better.
Yep. And actually, most canned salmon, the cheap cans of salmon, most of that is wild caught. Most people don't realize that. That's usually wild caught salmon, so it's pretty good. But sardines, cod liver, anchovies, herring, kippers, all that stuff. The tiny fish, you can't really make a profit farming those little bitty fish. They want to farm big fish because you can make a good profit on that. So most of those are wild caught in cold water, and they're very, very healthy for you. So learn to like sardines. Put some mustard on.
And if you want really good canned fish that is, what's the word I'm looking for?
That's
properly
handled. You mean like sustainable?
No, sustainable. Yeah. Sustainable.
Yeah.
Wild Planet.
100%.
It's a really good brand, and they have lots of different kinds of fish.
Yeah.
And they're a really good brand.
Yeah, they really try to take care of the fishing environment.
Yeah.
Everything they sell is wild caught, and they try to really take care. I mean, obviously they're pulling fish out of the ocean, so yeah, and they're in boats, but I mean they do it as properly as you can.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Wild Planet.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by them. We'd like to be.
We'd love
Anybody with Wild Planet watching, yeah.
Right. It is not Wild Planet. Okay. Let's see. Where did that question go? Ooh. I need glasses, I think. I think it said, can ketovore cause pancreatitis? But it's gone now, so.
Yeah, and so
carnivore, sorry.
Carnivore nor ketovore nor keto is ever going to increase your risk of developing pancreatitis. Okay, the major things that are going to cause pancreatitis are drinking too much alcohol, taking too much medication. Some medications are very high risk of causing pancreatitis. Some illicit drugs. And then just eating a high fructose diet, a high processed carbohydrate diet. These are the things that are going to increase your risk of developing pancreatitis. Now, if you already have pancreatic issues, problems with your pancreas, then you definitely want to eat a ketovore, carnivore diet. Those are going to reduce your risk, and it's not going to reduce it to zero, but it's going to reduce it so that you're less likely to have a flare-up of your pancreatitis.
Thank you, Mark, for the super chat.
Yeah, thanks for the stars and the super chats, guys. That means so much when you do that.
They're going by so fast. Okay. Oh, crap. Where'd it go?
Is it up there?
I think so. Yeah, here you go. Luke says, is there any truth to gynecomastia and men eating soy? I guess linked. And he has exclusively Northern European DNA and 2% Neanderthal
DNA.
DNA.
Me too. We're brothers.
He's keto carnivore.
Yeah, excellent. No, I actually have a YouTube video about man boobs or pseudo gynecomastia, because gynecomastia is actually a little different. It's a hormonal thing, but most people, when they say gynecomastia, they mean man boobs or pseudo gynecomastia. Yeah, eating a high carb diet, eating a soybean rich diet is going to increase your risk of developing man boobs, 100%. Now, is it a 100% chance? No, there are many people that eat high carb, lots of soy, and they don't develop man boobs. But if you have that predisposition, then you're more likely to develop man boobs eating a high carb, soybean filled diet. And really any of the grains are just rich in phytoestrogens and are going to muck up your hormones. You don't want that. If you want to have nice, good pecs without man boobs on top, you need to eat your meat.
Shout out to Tracy, who's in nursing school.
Oh, Tracy,
my
hang in there, girl.
Ooh, I don't
You're gonna
miss
get
that.
there.
I don't miss it at all.
I remember the days. Nisha would be, she's like, I don't know whether to cry or study or give up. I don't know. Which one should I do? And I'd be like,
Or sleep.
yeah, study.
Or take a shower.
Study, then
or
sleep.
eat.
No, I'll skip the shower. You can shower when you graduate.
So, sending you love, sister. But she was taught today that diabetics cannot eat keto in nursing school.
Yeah. There's so much misinformation. And that's really the main reason that Nisha and I do this, is to help healthcare providers, because that's what you're going to be when you graduate. When you speak after you've graduated, when you give someone nutrition advice, what you say is going to carry more weight than just what the average person on the street says. For the rest of your life, people will listen to you about diet and about nutrition and about medical things. Okay, it's important that you understand why we say what we say. And so we love it when a healthcare provider or a student reaches out, because you guys are going to change the world. Because Nisha and I can only do so much. But Tracy, the next time you're on the in the ward and you're taking care of a patient, you're going to be like, you're diabetic. Instead of having the bread and let me go get you some more of actually real human food. And don't eat that Jell-O. And also don't eat that piece of pie. I don't know why that's on your tray as a diabetic, but you can actually help people improve their health and prevent diabetics from having strokes and heart attacks and losing toes and losing kidneys by giving good nutrition advice. And what you were taught today ain't right.
But don't do it yet. Get out of nursing school, because you don't want to get written
up
and get a strike
100%,
and all the things that nursing instructors want to do to you, because that's like their thing.
For all you students watching this, don't be mouthy in class like Ken and Nisha. Don't do that. Just sit there and nod and smile and put the answer on the test that they're expecting. But when you start interacting with patients, when you start helping people whose life depends on your advice, that's when you're going to step up and you're going to give the proper human diet advice. That's it.
I couldn't go. You said ward. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
No one calls it a ward anymore.
Some people do.
You do.
I do.
I couldn't work on the ward
Or the floor.
right now.
Yeah.
I'd go crazy. Okay. Ayla says, I have one kidney. Can I do keto and prolonged fasting?
If you want to keep that kidney healthy, you better do keto and perhaps not prolonged fasting, if you mean by more than 24 hours, but you should do a daily intermittent fast of at least 16 or 18 hours. And then every month or two, if you want to do a 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, if you want to, that's never going to harm your kidney. What you absolutely want to avoid, all you guys who have one kidney or you already have some chronic kidney disease, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you want to keep your diet as low carb as you possibly can, because when your blood sugar rises, that's when you're doing kidney damage, not when you eat some meat. That doesn't damage your kidneys at all.
Boyd J42. Male versus female keto, is there a difference in what and how to eat? Well, it depends on who you ask, because there's a lot of information out there that says women need to eat different keto than men.
So keto is part of the proper human diet spectrum. And I consider both males and females and everybody else in between to be humans. Therefore, they should eat the same diet. This would be exactly like saying, well, male cats can eat all meat, but female cats, they shouldn't eat all meat. They should have some what? A cat is a cat. A human is a human. We should all eat this on the proper human diet spectrum. Does that make sense?
Well, I think it's more individualized. So when we say proper human diet, we mean proper kin diet, proper Nisha diet.
Yep.
So just to break it down so simply into males need to do it this way and females need to do it this way is very confusing and oversimplifying.
And it's not based on any physiology or science whatsoever.
Because it's not the sex as much as it is that we're just different individuals. That has nothing to do with our sex. There's plenty of women doing 100% carnivore and killing it and eating tons of meat and seeing 100,000 different ways their body has healed and transformed. And they eat all beef just like all the dude carnivores.
Yep, 100%. That's
There's
right.
no difference.
Yep. Well, whether you're male, female, or other, you can eat a very low carbohydrate, real whole one ingredient food diet. That's what we're supposed to eat.
It really comes down to, are you someone who does well with a little veg, no veg, more veg, more seafood,
Yep.
more pork, more
Yep.
chicken, more beef. It comes down to your individual
100%.
preference and what your body actually prefers, not just your brain and taste buds and cravings. Okay, let's see here. That gets me worked up every time someone asks.
As always, you guys, you're welcome to share this video. If you have a friend or family member who's considering keto or carnivore, type their name in the comments and you can share this. You can tag them in this. You can send this in an email. Help us help more people.
Lena says, keto caused my ferritin level to rise to 242. Should I be concerned?
Yeah, a lot of people have this, and a lot of doctors will say that you're getting iron overload. Ferritin is a marker actually for a lot of different things physiologically. It does not necessarily mean that you're developing iron overload or any other worrisome condition. More than likely, your ferritin elevation is a short-term temporary thing. I predict that if you get it rechecked and while you're still eating this current diet, that it'll go back to normal. Ferritin, like many labs, is in part an acute phase reactant. So if there's something else going on in your body, your ferritin can go up and down. It's a marker for many different things, not just iron status.
This is a great question from Tammy. Since it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, she wants to know, can red meat increase breast cancer risk?
That's a great question. So there's Tammy, there's zero research that shows a causal relationship between eating any kind of meat and breast cancer. There is no research that shows that whatsoever. There are some studies that show a very weak correlation, but that does not prove causation. Now, we do know that your odds of developing breast cancer are greater if you're obese, if you have metabolic syndrome, if you have type 2 diabetes, if you have any of those things, your risk of developing any cancer, including breast cancer, are higher. Now, what causes people to develop metabolic syndrome and obesity and type 2 diabetes? It's not eating red meat. That's not what causes that. It's eating too many carbohydrates. And so the average woman out there who develops breast cancer, what kind of diet is she eating? She's eating a high carbohydrate diet, eating anywhere from between 150 grams of carbs a day up to 350 grams of carbs a day. That's the diet that's going to increase your risk of breast cancer.
Can be healthy carbs. There's still a high carb.
Yeah.
diet.
If you eat too many of any carb, but really the processed junk is the worst. But even if you're eating too many of healthy carbs like fruits, that can cause your blood sugar and insulin to spike, and then all those things we were just talking about, the risk goes up.
And also, we're not saying that keto will keep you from getting anything. Like, we're humans.
Yeah.
Like, your body can form things, but this is the best way to protect your body and try to prevent it. But
yes,
we can't guarantee that you're not going to get something.
Obviously.
You would think it's obvious, but.
True. Yeah. We're still human.
We're still human. Yeah.
Things happen.
Abraham ate goat liver for the first time and says, thank you for the encouragement.
How was the goat liver? I've never had goat liver. Now, for those of you who just went, ooh, liver, let me tell you what's up. I want you to learn to like liver. Now, the two livers that are, I consider gateway livers that are the least livery are chicken liver and cod liver. Not cod liver oil, but you can actually buy cod liver in a tin, just like a tin you would get sardines in. It's a very mild liver. You can mix it with some spices, maybe some mustard. You can fry your chicken liver in bacon grease after you've breaded it with pork panko.
You can make liver pate.
Yeah, Nisha's got a great recipe on her YouTube channel for liver mousse, liver pate.
Yeah,
it's
whatever you want to call
freaking delicious. If currently you just cannot eat liver, you can't even think about it, then there's a link down in the show notes for Ancestral Supplement. They have a freeze-dried liver capsules. And so they don't heat the liver, they don't cook the liver, it's just freeze-dried and then powdered. So it's still not as healthy as eating fresh liver, but it's way the hell better than not getting any liver at all. So if you're currently a liver hater, get some Ancestral Supplements, liver capsules, and use that while you continue to try to learn to like liver. Because I don't want you to take their supplement forever. I want you to eventually mature your palate enough so that you can enjoy liver mousse, Braunschweiger, liver cheese, liver loaf, chicken livers, something like that. Because liver is a superfood. You've got to learn to like that.
Alexis says, when it comes to picos, is it better to be carnivore over keto, or does it matter?
It probably doesn't matter too much. The things that do matter in that situation, you're not going to be able to know. So some people need to go almost zero carb in order to reverse and put their PCOS out of the picture. Some people can lower their carbohydrate intake to 50 total grams a day, and that makes all their PCOS symptoms go completely away. The only way for you to know which one of those people you are is to try keto at 50 grams total a month, then go to 20 grams, then go a month of carnivore, and just keep experimenting until you go, wow, I felt great that month. And that's the way you should be eating.
The liver recipe is on my YouTube channel. It's at Nisha Loves It. Somebody can put it in the comments.
Yeah, Nisha Loves It.
My channel is linked. Is it linked?
It's linked.
It's linked in the description,
in the show notes,
up here or down here, depending on where you're watching. And fun little add-on to that: if you put it in the refrigerator before you do that, if you pour like a layer of bacon grease fat over the top of it, and then let it sit in the refrigerator, it
heaven.
I don't even know how to explain it, but
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
It's the best.
We had that on our honeymoon in Chicago, and I never had any kind of.
Did it have duck fat on top, or was it
bacon?
It was bacon grease.
Yeah.
You could put duck fat on top. You could put just butter on top, and then when it refrigerates, it almost like makes a fat crust. And then when you dip your spoon in, you get some of the liver mousse and some of the fat. Oh, I can still remember that. When I put that in my mouth in Chicago, I was like, did I just die and go to heaven? Because this is the best thing I've ever eaten.
I've never had anything. I've never been to a fancy schmancy restaurant. I was just a redneck, and I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was this was good. I'm sure I looked like a crazy person because I was eating.
We ordered a second. We're like, we need some more of that. That was really good. We were like licking the container.
They were like, who are these?
Who are these rednecks?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Liver's delicious.
Yeah.
Eat your liver.
Liver is the way.
Oh boy, Jillian Michaels is back. All right. Tommy says, did you see the anti-keto video from Jillian Michaels? It's less aggressive than the first, but she literally says it fixes your type 2 and makes you lose weight, but it's too much saturated fat.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you, there's a lot of people out there who were 100% anti-keto. And I actually made a YouTube video about Jillian Michaels. I responded to one of her previous videos that was very vitriolic about the keto diet. You've noticed Jillian is softening up, as are many people out there who were just, keto is the devil, keto stupid, keto will kill you. Now they're like, well, keto does help you lose weight, and it does reverse fatty liver, and it does reverse type 2 diabetes, but it's still bad. And you're going, did you hear what you just said? And so I predict that Jillian Michaels, who I don't have any animosity against, I just think she's wrong, but I think she'll slowly come around. Just Weight Watchers is going to come around or go out of business. Slim Fast is already coming around. They know keto's the way. There's a lot of the bigger health and nutrition influencers on Twitter who I've noticed over the last few months, they're not keto bashers anymore. They just don't speak of it, because they're seeing the research come out. This is obviously the way to go. This obviously cures multiple medical conditions, puts other medical conditions in remission. So you're going to notice more and more of this as months go by. People are either going to stop talking bad about keto and just not mention it, or they're going to come out and say, yeah, I was wrong. Keto's awesome. That's going to happen.
Ooh, good Lordy. I lost the question, but somebody said, here, Sherry says, what to consider a ketovore Thanksgiving? Well,
let's talk about that.
Go subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Nisha's going to have tons of content about our upcoming Thanksgiving celebration.
Yes.
And first of all, keep in mind, Thanksgiving is a once-a-year celebration. So if you want to branch out and celebrate a little and have a little naughty, that's not the end of the world, because you're not doing that every day.
Well, but it depends on who you are.
Yeah,
if you are the person who I'll have a little and a little turns into it's May and you're still eating crap.
And that turns in, it's 3 a.m. and you're in the refrigerator eating the rest of it, then don't do that.
You have to know, are you a moderator or an abstainer?
Yes,
and you got to be truthful with yourself, because before you know it, it's just a slippery slope. And then you fell off the wagon and got dragged about 18 miles and it's May.
Right. Okay. Now, if that does happen, just shut up, get back on the horse. That's what you do. That's how you fix that. But if you're that person, then don't touch it. So what are we going to have for Thanksgiving, Nisha?
We're having duck.
It makes me really happy.
We're having duck. I'm doing a very, and I don't know, you'll have to see on my YouTube. So duck is the main course. And then we're doing my keto cornbread dressing.
So good.
We call it dressing.
It's so good. Yeah.
And we're going to have deviled eggs.
Yes.
With the way I make them, well, you just have to watch. I'm not going to give it all away. You got to go subscribe to my channel. And
how many days till Thanksgiving?
Oh my gosh, not many.
Not many, right? Yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited right now.
Little Smokies,
Yes.
keto. All of this will be keto. We're going to have a bunch of stuff. And then I'm going to make my grandma's chocolate pie, but I've keto-fied it. Me and Kim Howerton did it, 2 years ago? And literally, it tastes just like my grandma's chocolate pie. And me and Kim both were like, I can't believe we got this on the first try.
If you're sitting there right now salivating, thinking about your grandma's chocolate pie, you want to know how to do this, because my grandma's chocolate pie, her grandma, it tastes just like that, and it's 100% keto, including the crust.
I cooked keto Thanksgiving last year, and all of our family was here, and none of them knew it was keto.
Yeah, we didn't tell them. We didn't tell them.
They were like, this is really good.
Yeah, they were so busy eating the meat and the veg that they didn't ask, hey, is this keto? Because their mouth was full.
Yeah, last year we actually had bacon wrapped quail. That's what we had last year.
That was so nice. Yeah, but duck, huh?
Yeah, we're doing duck.
Roast duck. I can't wait. Big fat duck.
Oh, I'm getting hungry. Let's see here. We answered that one. Let's see. Juliana says, I am keto and I intermittent fast. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Sound it out.
Ankylosing spondylitis.
Ankylosing spondylitis. Yeah, it's an autoimmune.
I feel great, but my metabolism is fast. I've lost too much weight and I want to gain some back. Currently, I'm trying to get pregnant. What do you recommend? Love from Peru. Hey, Peru.
Hey, thanks so much for the question. So if you want to gain some weight, and I know what you mean, but let me just branch out a little to answer other people's questions too. If you want to gain fat, then you're going to start lifting heavy weights. If you want to just gain some fat back, then you're going to turn up your carbohydrate intake, just like the volume knob on your car radio. If you want it to be louder, you turn it up. If you want to gain fat, you're going to eat more carbohydrates. Now, you want to keep those carbohydrates as keto friendly as possible. But for you, I would eat more berries. I would eat more nuts. I would eat more veg, and just eat to your comfortably stuff. But when you eat enough carbohydrates, you'll start to store a little more fat. That's how human beings are designed. And but you want to keep the carbs as low as you can so you don't gain too much weight. But you do want to turn up the carbs a little if you're trying to gain some weight. Now, with that being said, I also want to say many of us have become so accustomed to seeing overweight people that when we get to an ideal body weight, people will start to tell you you look unhealthy or that you're too skinny. This happens to Nisha
all the time.
All the time. And when I plot her BMI or when I plot her waist to height ratio on the chart, she's normal. But it's so unusual for us in modern society to see somebody who's normal human size that they look too skinny to us. And so make sure you're not falling for that mistake. And then the final thing I'll say, then I'll shut up, is that ketovore, carnivore, they are not weight loss diets. Did you hear me? They are not weight loss diets. Now, if you're obese or overweight, you're going to lose weight on ketovore, carnivore. But once you approach your ideal body weight, your fat loss is going to slow down and eventually it'll stop. Okay. So and we've had many people who were severely underweight and had anorexia or just were underweight for whatever reason, gain weight on ketovore, carnivore. That's happened many, many times, because what the proper human diet does is it moves you towards your ideal body weight. Now, for the majority of us, that's moving us down from obesity to a proper weight. For some people, they can gain weight on keto or carnivore. It's a weight optimization way of eating. It's not a weight loss diet.
Health optimization.
Yeah, health and weight optimization.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that keto, you can't eat it forever because then you're going to wither away. Look, I have not lost weight in 4 months because I'm where I should be. I've been basically the same weight since I was 18.
Yeah, you're back to your 18-year-old weight.
Yeah, except for when I got sick with Hashimoto's and I gained 60 pounds and I was inflamed and unwell.
Yeah.
But this is where I am. Keto took me literally right back where I was and stopped. I'm not withering away to nothing.
Right.
And all my labs are perfect. I'm just thin. You can blame my mother.
Yeah, but really try to wrap your head around that concept because so many people came to keto for weight loss. No, I get it. But it's not a weight loss diet. It just moves you towards your ideal body weight, whatever that happens to be for your gender, your age, and your current medical condition. Now, you might stall several times getting to your ideal body weight, as we all know, right? But eventually, a proper human diet is going to get you close to your ideal body weight. And so Nisha at 35 weighs the same as she weighed.
I am 34.
Sorry. She weighs the same as she weighed when she was 18. I am 51 and I weighed what I weighed when I was 30. And I'm still working on getting the rest off. But Nisha said I'm about done.
Look fine.
Yeah, she said I'm about done. She didn't want me to lose much more. But yeah, that's what keto carnivore does. It's a weight optimization diet. And you got to wrap your head around that. It's not just a weight loss diet.
Guys, you can find my recipes over on my YouTube channel. It's at Neisha Loves It, Neisha Loves It, all one word. Or on my blog, which is neishalovesit.blog. If you just type in Neisha Loves It, it should pull all of my stuff up and you can find recipes over there. And I'll be putting more out. They'll be on my blog and on YouTube because I know a lot of people like video recipes and a lot of people want them written out. So I'll be doing both for everybody.
Absolutely. Oh, you want to tell them about Melissa's stuff?
So Becca's birthday party was this past weekend. His actual birthday is on Wednesday. He'll be 1. I'm so sad. But
change that dial. There we go. Okay. All right. So
anyways, she helped us with the party and she makes an amazing keto chili that is 100% meat based, like no beans or anything in it. She puts brisket in it. She put venison in it. Good. And you can just use ground beef. You don't have to use venison. But oh my gosh, it's amazing. And then she made him a keto cheesecake with no sweetener and then made everybody else keto cheesecake with the keto approved sweetener. All her recipes, check them out. CookingKetoWithFaith.com.
All one word. CookingKetoWithFaith.com. And then they're also working on a YouTube channel, I think.
Yeah.
So they're going to be putting recipes up on YouTube.
She is literally a magician. I don't know how she does what she does.
Her cheesecake, I can make a mean cheesecake.
Yeah, you can.
But her cheesecake, it's the best.
You made our wedding cheesecake.
I did. That's right.
We had a weird wedding. We need to do a video on our anniversary about our wedding.
We should.
Because we had a weird wedding.
Yeah, we did. I don't think it was weird. I think it was unique.
Yeah, well, it's non-traditional.
Non-traditional.
Yeah.
Very,
We should do that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Our baby's doing well today. Will you highlight the chocolate pie? The chocolate pie's not on my blog because me and Kim ate it and didn't do that.
But you're going to make a video.
But I'm going to write it out for you guys. What is a keto? Oh no.
I hear baby Beckett. Does anybody want to see baby Beckett? They may not want to see.
My mom has him right now.
Want to see that old baby.
Oh, poor baby. Rhonda wants to know, what is a keto approved sweetener?
Take it.
So essentially a keto approved sweetener means that it has 0 calories, 0 carbs. The most commonly used ones are stevia, erythritol, xylitol, and allulose, or a blend of several of those together. A lot of the brand names like Truvia have erythritol and erythritol and stevia because it tastes better.
Yep.
But you have to be very careful because sometimes they'll sneak sugar into these.
100%. You would think if it says, hey, stevia on the front, that it's just going to be stevia. You cannot trust big food manufacturers. You got to read the ingredients.
Yeah, first rule of keto is read the ingredients. So flip that sucker over, and if it says maltodextrin,
Dextrose, yeah.
those kind of things, and just put it back. It
Put it
should
back.
just say stevia and erythritol, or allulose, or xylitol and erythritol, or one. That's all. It shouldn't have maltodextrin or any of that other junk in it. I actually like sweet leaf drops. You can find them on Amazon. They come in all kinds of flavors. They make pumpkin spice, caramel, or caramel, depending who you are.
And they're very concentrated, just a drop or two.
Just a few drops, and you can get those on Amazon. They're pretty economical.
And you'll notice as you do keto more and more, or carnivore more and more, you won't like things as super sweet as you once did. You'll like it to be less and less sweet. And the sweet leaf drops, one drop is all I ever. I usually don't use it at all, but if I do, I put one drop. Hey, Becky, baby, you want to come say hi? Give me that dog. Clifford, the big red dog. See my dog? You want my dog? Come get it. Here, hold it dog. Oh, baby Beckett. Say hi. There's that baby. See him? Say hi, baby.
He say thank you for all the birthday wishes. You got a lot of birthday wishes already, and it's not even your official birthday.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Say hi. That baby. Good job.
Very good.
Good job, baby.
You're so sweet.
Hey, you want some ice? Want some ice? No?
No,
Okay.
he just had a bunch of ice.
He's very pensive.
He likes ice.
What do you want to see? You want to see something? Here. I'll give you this.
Okay, guys. Closing remarks. Thanks for all the super chats and the stars.
Yes,
and
thank you so much.
Thanks so much for the shares and the likes and the comments. All that stuff is super helpful.
Absolutely.
To us.
And I don't have to tell you how crazy the world is kind of getting right now. So I have a Patreon account where you can actually sign up and become a patron. And if there's different levels, you can give $1 a month, $3 a month, or more. It's totally up to you. And that helps support what we're doing here. And it helps us reach out to help new people that we've never met before. So you can become a Facebook supporter. That's cool. Or you can become a patron on patreon.com. There's a link down in the show notes. And that gives us more time and resources to make videos like this, to answer your questions, to make recipe videos, to make medical and nutritional videos, to make what our baby eats in a day videos. That's on Nisha's channel if you want to see this guy chewing on a rib bone. With that, you're joining us and becoming part of this fight. That's how we're going to change the world together. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for super chats and Facebook stars. You guys are 100% part of our keto carnivore family. What else, Nisha Berry?
And you don't have to do any of that stuff. You
No,
can just
you
give
don't have
a
to do
thumb, a like, a comment, subscribe,
Share,
follow us on Facebook.
100%.
All that stuff is just as helpful.
100%. We love it when you do all that stuff. And thanks so much for joining us this evening. We'll be back next Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard to do the next edition of Monday Night Live. If you did not get enough of us tonight, we're going to be live in our private Facebook group tomorrow night. Become a Facebook supporter or a $3 patron, and you get access to that too if you didn't get enough of us tonight. Have you had enough, Becky?
He's done.
You've had enough?
Can you say bye-bye?
Tell them bye-bye.
Bye. Good job.
All right, guys.
See you next week.
Love you, mean it. Oh, wait, that's yours. Go ahead. See you later.